In the general ledger setting, the first concept comes from your chart of account. Okay, chart of account is defined at your client level. Chart of account describes about length and language of your GL account. Chart of account is one of the most important configuration which integrates to your GL account. All your MMPP, FI to CO, CO to FI, where you want to integrate your system, any system to the GL account, it has to be via your chart of account. So chart of account is also one of the most important configuration. So it has to be designed with the utmost care. It has to be designed by considering all the factors. Okay. For example, one of the important things from FI and controlling. In controlling, you want to have all your company code under one controlling area. Then it is mandatory that you must have a same operative chart of account. What is operative chart of account? I will explain. Similarly, there are a lot many things which we have to be considered which before integrating, before planning your chart of account. So whenever you are going to the specific topic, wherever I'm integrating the GLs, whenever I'm integrating the GLs within the FI, outside the FI, within any other module, whenever I'm integrating the GL, system will do via the chart of account, not via your company code. It will be integrated via your chart of account. Okay. So chart of account tells about length and language of the GL account. When I say length, minimum is 1, maximum is 9. The length of the GL account minimum is 1, maximum is 9.
Kashi, just to interrupt. So when we say that the GL accounts have to will be integrated via the chart of account. So giving an example, saying that there is a ABCD GL account, or say asset GL account in FI, and there should be a similar, or what will it be in SD module, say?
See, in the SD module, when you are doing the account determination, okay, for your condition rules, you have to do the account determination for your condition rule. At that time, it has to be via your GL account.
Okay.
Okay, you give me the chart of account. Based on the chart of account, you will integrate to your GL account. Similarly, when you are doing the configurations related to your FIMM integration, OBYC, there also based upon your chart of account only, your transactions, your GBP, your PSX, your PRT, different kinds of transaction will be linked to your GL account. Similarly, when you are defining controlling, when you are planning for controlling, and under controlling one controlling area, you want to have all the company codes, then it is mandatory that they all should have a same operative chart of account.
Okay.
So these are some examples how. Within FI also, for example, there are lot many configurations. Let's say you are integrating the GL account system. First ask the chart of account, then it will take you to the GL account.
Okay.
So we will see those like individual topics when you go to those topics. But remember, whenever it is going to your FI integration, it has to be via any thing for the GL, it has to be via your
chart of accounts.
Chart of account.
Okay.
This mandate. Now, coming to the length of the chart of account. So length minimum is 1, maximum is 9. So when I say minimum is 1, if I give the chart of account length as a 1, then I can create only 9 GL accounts. If I give length as a 2, I can create only 99 GL accounts. When I give 3, I can create 999 GL accounts. When I give 4, I can create only 49 GL accounts. maximum number of GL accounts we can have is 9 times. Okay, based upon our requirement, we can do. But when we go for the implementation, we always suggest to take the maximum number. Why maximum number? Because once it is updated and account groups are created, it is difficult to extend the GL account number range. You have to create a new group or you have to create a new number range, then it will be different. It is quite possible. We have seen like some of the company where we have done what you call a roll-up project, where initially they're thinking that okay, fine, we will take 6 or 7 GL accounts, but later period of time due to some requirement they have to use more GL accounts. At that time it became a complete, it's a roll-up project, but it became a complete implementation kind of thing, where they have to move all the GL balances to another GL and create GL, so it took lots of time. And there were many gaps which we have to manually enter those transactions just without any reference. So it is not advisable to do that. So always take maximum number of GL accounts 9 for the account groups intervals. Take maximum number of range so that in the future if your business expands or any requirements comes, will not face any. Okay. So length minimum is 1, maximum is your 9. So 9 GL accounts I can create via your chart of account in your company. Language, so it will be your English. Okay. We have different languages also. Some companies have seen, some companies are using the different language as comfortable to their particular user. Next is your type of chart of account. We have 3 types of chart of account: operative, group, country. Operative chart of account for your daily transaction, to record your day-to-day transactions. Okay. Under operative chart of account, the GL account which will be created, so those GL accounts are used for recording our daily transaction. Okay. From the operative chart of account only, your profit and loss account balance sheet is prepared, which is going to be submitted to the income tax. So maintaining operative chart of account is mandatory. Without operative chart of account, we cannot implement SAP again. Then we have group chart of account. Group chart of account is used for consolidation purpose. It is optional. When I say consolidation, in our example, as I said, the Tata is the main company, TCS, Tata Motors, Tata Steel I have. So if I want consolidated profit and loss account balance sheet of Tata, TCS, Tata Motors and Tata Steel, that we have to maintain the group chart of accounts. Country specific chart of account, it is purely for income tax purpose, it is purely for country specific. Okay, for example, I have company codes in different locations. One is UK, one is Australia, one is India, and things that Indian company is the corporate office. So all my transaction will be based upon my Indian standards, but I want to prepare a profit and loss account and balance sheet for my country specific. For example, the company code which is there in UK, for them I want a separate process or separate profit and loss account balance sheet to update there. Then I have to maintain the country specific chart of account. Again, country specific chart of account is optional. Okay. So as of now, we will work only on the operative chart of account, but later, because it is little confusion if I create 3 at a time, but I will create only operative chart of account. Later period of time, I will explain you how to work with group and country specific chart of account. Okay. Now, after types of chart of account, next is your integration with your controlling. Okay. So cost elements are nothing but your GL accounts, general ledgers. Okay. These general ledgers, whenever they get a post, if those posting needs to be go to controlling, if those general ledger transaction needs to go to the controlling, then the GL account should be extended as a cost element. The GL account must be extended as a cost element. So whenever I'm creating the GL account, we can manually update it as a cost element, or it can be done automatically. As of now, I have kept it as a manual, but future period when we do the cost element topic under controlling, then I'll convert it to automatic. I'll create the GL account, convert the GL account to cost element, or you can say extend the GL account to the cost element, and I will see how to create the manually also. So both process we will do it. But as of now, I'm keeping it manual so that first we will learn how to do it manually. Then we will find out how it works when we select automatically the cost element configuration. Okay. So any questions in the chart of account?
No, Kashi. It's clear.
Next is we will define the chart of account, then we will assign our company code to operative chart of account. Okay, operative chart of account, group chart of account, country specific chart of account, all are defined in one configuration. Only how you utilize it, how you have to assign to a respective place in the configuration, then system it will be considered that as a group or your operative or your country specific chart of account. So chart of account is defined at your client level. So I will assign my company code to operative chart of account. Then I will define the account group. Account group is nothing but defining account group is nothing but segregating your GL accounts to different groups. In SAP, it is mandatory that we must have two groups. One is balance sheet, one is profit and loss accounts. Okay, it is mandatory that we must have two groups. One is profit and loss account, one is your balance sheet. If you do not have these two groups, then we cannot implement SAP. So it is mandatory that we must have one group for balance sheet, one group for profit and loss accounts. Okay, but again, we can have more groups. For example, I don't want to have only two groups under balance sheet. I will have asset one group, liability one group, profit and loss account, income one group, expenses one group. Or if you want, we can have more and more groups also. I will show you one example from Business Blueprint. See, here they have so many groups. Okay. These are all groups and they have given the GL number range. They have almost 33 kinds of groups.
Kashi, I think you had shown us this earlier also, isn't it? The same one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the business blueprint I'm taking as a like our reference all the time.
Okay. So this is account. Okay.
Okay. Earlier when I was explaining the open and close posting period.
Yes.
So how your GL account from
Yes.
where into as already you have the business blueprint at that time I was sure.
Yeah. And also the posting periods need the account groups, isn't it? They're the account groups.
Yes. GL accounts. Posting period need the GL accounts range.
Account.
That is an optional page, not mandatory.
Okay.
The range, from which range to which range.
Okay.
So these groups are purely depend upon our requirement. Most of the time I have seen that in the legacy system how many our groups are there. Those groups and those same range you take, or sometimes you are doing the complete re-engineering, you can define a new groups. For our configuration purpose, I'll take 4 groups. assets and liabilities, incomes and expenses. But as I said, remember, we can have more number of groups. Even I've seen where they have given 30, 40 number of groups also. Now, account group have one more feature. It manages the fields of GL creation. Okay, field status group, it manages the fields of GL posting. While posting the GL account, it manages different fields. Account group, while creating the GL account, there are different fields. Those fields will be managed. How it will be managed? It will be managed required, optional, suppress or display. One additional option is there, display. And field status group, we have three only. Required, optional and suppress.
Yes.
But in the account group, we have one more option, display. Required, it is mandatory, that field we have to give. Optional, that field we can give the input or we can skip. Suppress, that will be hidden. Display, you can see the field but you cannot give any input information. Okay, so you can just view it, but in that particular display option means if that field you can see it, but you cannot give any input information, it will be grayed out.
Kashi, field status group, it is directly assigned to company code. So, where exactly do we use field status group?
While GL posting.
Postings, okay.
While posting the GL, only posting the GL. At that time, the field status group is used. Field status variant, okay, company code is assigned to your field status variant and field status group is assigned to your GL account.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so while posting it is mandatory that we must give your field status group to your GL account. So based upon the field status group, system will determine the fields of GL posting. Remember, GL posting, only GL posting.
Okay.
This one while creating the GL.
Okay, the G00
creation.
is... Okay, okay, now it's
G001, G002, that is used for GL posting. This one while creating the GL.
Okay, so let me just repeat. So the field status variant is assigned to the company code.
Correct.
And
field status group is assigned to your GL account.
GL account, which controls the postings.
Correct. But GL posting, only GL posting, remember. Not customer, vendor or asset or anything. Only GL posting.
Okay, but field status variant is, unless it is through a group, there's no use otherwise of field status variant.
No.
Yeah.
Correct. Field status variant contains the group. Those groups only we will be using, not the field status variant.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
Okay. So field status group manages the field while GL posting. Okay. Then your account group manages the field of GL creation. Field status group have three options: required, optional, suppress. Field account group have additional information, that is display. Next configuration is your defined return earnings account. This particular configuration helps to transfer the balance of profit and loss account to balance sheets. Okay, whenever I want to transfer the balance of profit and loss account, if it is profit, it will add to the capital. If it is a loss, it will be deducted from that capital. Okay, so transfer the balance of P&L. So balance means it can be a profit, it can be a loss. If your debit side is more, it will be a loss. If your credit side is more, it will be a profit. So to transfer that balance, we use defined return earnings account. Here we give a GL account against your return earnings account. Let's say I give the return earnings account number as a X. Okay, normally we can give any identification, most of the time we give a X. Then here we give a GL account. Okay, when I'm doing the transfer, when I'm transferring the balances of all the GL account, or when I'm preparing the profit and loss account, system automatically calculate debit more or credit more, the balance it will transfer to this particular GL account. Then system automatically take this. If it has a debit balance, it will deduct from the capital. If it is a credit balance, it will add to that capital. That means if it is a profit, add to the capital. If it is a loss, it will be deducted from your capital. So why we give X symbol? We can give any identification. X is very commonly used. That's why. Okay. So now we do not have a GL account. We have not created any GL account. So this GL account field, I'll keep it blank. Later, I'll go to the GL account. I'll create it and I'll come back to this configuration and I will assign a GL account here. Any questions till this now? Because if you understand this, I'll explain you one more concept.
Yeah. So when you said this profit and loss, so when we go to the first class where we created the debit, credit, and the general ledger, so it is the balance brought down. Is that the one?
That is general ledger. I'm saying profit and loss account.
Profit and loss. Okay.
In our profit and loss account and balance sheet.
Okay. So how can I
Okay.
relate
From
it
the
to
trial balance?
trial balance.
Yeah. From the trial balance, you prepare the profit and loss account. Correct?
Oh, yes. Correct. Okay.
Okay. So in the profit and loss account, whatever balance is there, whether it's a debit or credit,
Okay.
okay, that balance, that debit or credit will be in this return earnings account.
Okay.
If debit is more, then it is a loss. So it will be deducted from the capital in the balance sheet. If profit is more, it will add to the capital in your balance sheet, because capital account is your
In the
one
balance
of your liability item. Yes, one of your liability item.
Okay.
Okay. So here, when I close all my GL account, when I transfer all the GL accounts, the balance, okay, the balance, or you can say whatever the balance is there, debit or credit more, that all that debit or credit, it either be one. That balance will be updated to this GL account automatically.
Okay.
Whatever we give in this configuration. Then the balance, if it's a debit, it will be deducted from the capital. If it is a profit, that is credit, it will be added to the capital.
Okay. Yeah. Clear, Pasha.
Now here, one more concept is there. Now for example, let's say my client said, I have two products. One is mobile, one is laptop. And I want two different profit and loss accounts for reporting purpose. Then I have to maintain multiple return earnings account, one as a X, one as a Y. Okay, so any identification I can give. So for X, we will have a separate return earnings account. So return earnings account is created under your liability, because it is created under liability group. Then for Y, for mobiles, I'll create a separate GL account. Next, whenever I'm creating a GL account related to your profit and loss account, whenever I'm creating a GL account for profit and loss account, every time I have to segregate that GL account, whether that belongs to X or that belongs to Y. So that at the end of the year, if I want a profit and loss account only for X, that is for laptop, I can generate. If I want only for Y, I can generate. Or if I want combined profit and loss account also I can generate it. So normally people do not use, but SAP is given, and I have seen few of the companies in the Middle East, they use this option where they want a separate profit and loss account based upon their product or sometimes their plant. Okay, so it is required for us to create multiple return earnings account, and while creating the GL account only for profit and loss, because return earnings account carries the balance of profit and loss, not your balance sheet. Okay, so in your profit and loss account, we want to segregate the GL accounts to X or
Y. When we are trying to
any question, Vanessa?
Yeah, Kash. So we'll have two retained earnings accounts depending on the customer.
It is required.
Required.
Yes.
Okay. So if we have X and Y, so profit and loss account will be one, but depending.
Yes. See, we can have a two different profit and loss account for reporting purpose.
Yeah.
Or we can generate it combinedly also. We can have individual also.
Okay. Okay, we can choose.
But when we report to statutory reporting, no?
Yeah.
That always it will be combined one.
Okay. But
we can say it is more for our internal use.
Okay. But we, if you want only with the retained earnings from the laptop, that is X. So we, so when we generate a report or something, we can choose it. Is it? I do not know how it is in SAP.
Yes, yes. We can choose whether you want only for X or you want for only for Y.
Okay, okay, clear.
We can choose. Okay. So that otherwise the main purpose of maintaining X and Y is to have a separate profit and loss account. If you cannot choose, then there is no use.
Yeah. And I was wondering if it is two profit and loss, or through one you can condition it.
Correct. We can combine it via one individually written in exam or combinedly also.
Okay. Okay.
Because it is purely for your internal reporting purpose. Remember, when we prepare the report for your profit and loss account balance sheet for your statutory reporting purpose, it will be always your combined one. They do not want the individual one.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So with this configuration, all your configuration related to creation of GL account, posting of GL accounts are done. After this, we will create a GL account under FS00. Okay. So while creating the FS00, there are lot many fields to explain. I will explain when I go to that screen. Okay. Under FS00, okay. Whenever I'm creating, then system every time it will ask the GL account, profit and loss account or balance sheet. Then it will ask which group, because we have created two groups for profit and loss account, two groups for balance sheet. So then it will ask which group, if it's a P&L, whether income or expenses, if it's a balance sheet, asset or liability. So there are other fields also is there, very, very important, very crucial. I'll explain in the next session. I have not explained to them also while creating the GL account. Next, posting of GL account. We can do the posting in this 3 T codes, FD02, FB01 and FB50. FD02, FB01, okay. Whenever I'm using this, I have to use a posting key to determine debit or credit for the GLs. So posting key 40 is for debiting the GL accounts. Only GL, no customer, no vendor. Okay, it is not for your asset. It is purely for your posting key is used for 40 is used for only for debiting the GL. Then posting key 50 is used for crediting the GL, only GL, no customer, vendor or assets. Then FB50T code, where we do not use posting key, okay, we will have the option debit or credit. So which most of the users use because they need not remember 40 or 50. Okay, so they can give that symbol debit or credit while posting the transaction. Only in FD02, FD01 only use the posting. Then after that, if I want a line item wise report for GL, only GL, FDL3N, I want a balance report, GL balance report, FS10N. These are the two reports. So up to this, I have explained. I have not shown them the configuration because I want all of you together when I want going through the configuration. There are a lot of things.
Okay.
Okay. So small recap. Chart of account, remember it is defined at your client level. Chart of account describes our length and language of the GL account. Length, minimum is 1, maximum is 9. When I say 1, I can create a 9 GL account. When I say 9, I can create 9 GL accounts. Always it is suggestible to take the maximum number so that any expansion, any development happens in your company to one more GL account, it will not be a problem. Language, it will be your English. Then your type of chart of account, we have 3 types of chart of account: operative chart of group chart of account and country. Operative chart of account is to record your daily transaction from which you prepare profit and loss account balance sheet, and it is mandatory to have one operative chart of account. Then group chart of account for the consolidation report for company code for at company level, and it is optional. Country, if for income tax or country specific income tax purpose, again it is optional. In the chart of account only, we define the configuration for the cost element. We can keep it as a manual or keep it as a automatic. Why we require a cost element? Cost element is required is to flow the transaction or posting from your GL to controlling. If you want to flow the information, send the information from FI to controlling, then the GL account must be extended to your cost element. So we define the chart of account, then assign our company code to chart of account because chart of account is maintained at your client level. Then we define the account group. The account group has 2 important features. First, it segregates the GL accounts to their respective account group. Second, it manages the fields of GL. Okay. And one more thing, these intervals, the account number range which you give to the account group should not be overlapped. It never should overlap. Okay. How it manages? Required optional suppress and display. So display is the additional thing which comes. Okay. So because in the field status group we have only a required optional and then your defined return earning account, where this configuration would transfer the balance of profit and loss account to your capital, which is your liability. If the profit, add to the capital. If it is a loss, deduct from the capital. Okay, we can have multiple return accounts based upon our requirements. Then the creating the GL account, FS00 posting. Posting we have 3 transactions. With 2 transactions, we require the posting case. Another is your FB50 where you can give debit and credit. Then we have your line item report, that is FDL3N, balance report, FS. Okay. So we will meet today evening again. That is 7:30 p.m. India time, and so evening session it may go because I have to do the configuration, posting, and the implication.
Okay.
So it may extend little more than 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay, but we will finish up this topic.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that tomorrow you can practice. Monday onwards you can take the.
Okay. Kashi, just to interrupt you again, this postings of GL account and all over here, it's only related to GL account, but not custom.
Only related to GL. For customer, posting keys are different. Vendor, asset, posting keys are again.
Okay. Okay. Say.
Only 40 means debit GL, 50 means credit GL.
Okay. Say for again example. Now I'm a person is selling to the goods account. Something he's selling a good.
So credit sales. Okay, I'll tell you. Credit sales.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say our regular entry is your debit customer and credit your credit sales GL account.
Yes.
Correct. So for debiting customer, the posting key is 01, and credit sale is a GL account, so it will be.
Okay, so that will be 01.
Similarly, for your credit purchase, okay, you credit vendor, debit your credit purchase. Vendor credit is 31. All these are standard SFPs.
Okay.
And debit credit purchase is a GL account, so 40.
Okay.
So for debit credit to the GL account, any kind of transaction, it will be 40 and 50.
Okay.
Any transaction, it related to customer, vendor, or asset, any kind of transaction, if your GL account is included, debit or credit, it will be 40 or 50.
Okay.
The customers, again, it will be different. For vendor, it will be different. For asset, it is 70.
Okay.
So it will be different. But for only for debiting, crediting customer, GL account, 40 debit, 50
credit. Okay. Yeah, fine.
Good. No, that's a very valid question. It's not, people do get confused, and it is pretty confusing.
Yeah, so I wanted to know how it is, we had just seen the transactions. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Kashi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. And don't tell them that I have taken them the
No.
I'll tell them that I have sent you the recordings. Okay, you have gone through the recordings and you are fine with that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kashi.
Because I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with Shilpa, but I have to be very frank. Just between us, I have a problem with Apurva.
Okay.
She always says, okay, postpone the class, finish up within 45 minutes. I don't like.
Yes.
You have something you are learning.
Yes.
Something you are learning, and you will not believe how I manage a time. My office timing is evening 5 to early morning 2 a.m.
Okay.
I come at 2 a.m., sleep at 2:30, again get up at 6:30, take the session, and I can go to bed.
You're really hardworking. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good.
It's fine. See, training is the only thing which keeps me updated.
Yeah. Okay.
When you go to the real world, you may not work on everything.
Yes.
I have not worked on FI almost for 8 months. I'm working more on controlling and SFTM.
Okay.
So training is only the thing. Okay, people say, okay, you can have the ideas of you practice, but the reality that doesn't happen.
Never happens, yeah.
Training is the only thing which keeps me updated. And trust me, people are there in my group who are having 10 years of experience, okay, who have been working in controlling for 6-7 years. When they ask what is field setter screw, what is the use, they will not have to answer.
Okay. Oh.
Because they are not using it.
Forget, yeah, they tend to forget. Yeah, it's common, yeah.
Common.
Okay, yeah.
So similarly, training is the only thing. That's the thing. If you're not doing, I always tell everyone, have an idea server at least weekly once or monthly once, do and do, and otherwise you can easily forget.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
If you forget the basics, people do survive, but it will be more of like trial and error position you are given.
Yes.
That in reality, that is very bad.
Yeah. And also with me, Kashi, I'll be mostly traveling the coming weekend or after that. So I have 2 months.
Let me know.
Yeah, I have 2 months of like KT sessions from my client itself. So probably by then I will be well versed with these documents also. So I will understand the end to end. So I will be understanding the customer's product also. So I think then that'll be good, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it will be good. So
Okay.
for you are going for FI training or your any other
No, it
module?
is a project on FICO, record to report, as I was
Okay,
saying. So they
okay.
initially want us to understand their business process, and they have kept KT sessions for about 2 months. So, and
Okay. So
only
where in London? Where
uh,
in UK?
Surrey, it is 30 kilometers from London, I think.
Yeah, sorry, sorry. I was there in UK for a while.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
am very well.
okay.
UK, Scotland. Scotland I've been to very recently. So
Okay. A European
I was
FICO is
there.
very common, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yes, very common. And the best thing is users have very well knowledge, good knowledge. They are not like your app users.
Okay.
They know stuff.
In
You
and out.
just cannot play around with them.
Okay, okay.
And they are very good at accounts because UK accounting structure is very strong.
Okay, okay.
Everything they will relate to your accounts. That's the good thing is that they relate to the accounts, then they determine.
Okay. Yeah, that is more realistic. So rather than simply doing
Realistic.
something
Yes.
in SAP. Oh,
Yeah, they will not. They need a proper justification. So what is the use, where your accounting things works.
okay, okay.
It's a good place. It's a good place to enjoy. But it will be cold, pretty cold now.
Yeah, the winters have already started there.
Started. Yeah,
Yeah,
take winter clothes.
yeah,
Especially, you will not get there like here how you get thick clothes when you wear at home.
yeah. The
Remember, you get thermocol.
thermals.
Those things you will not get there.
Oh,
Pick those ones from India.
okay, okay.
It is very hard to find. Whatever you find, that will for them it is fine. For us, it is like
We're
cold.
not used to it. Yeah, even
We will
in
not use
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take and the eye folders.
What's that?
Okay, eye folders. While sleeping, you must put eye folders
Oh,
because you will be
iPhone.
having two.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 hour, 2 hours only. Your
bright.
what you call night.
Okay.
Night.
Yeah.
All the time will be bright. We used to struggle initially, like, or till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. It's like evening, and
Yeah.
we tend to see that okay, it should be dark. Then we will
Only
sleep.
then we'll sleep. Yeah.
Then we will get a sleep.
Yeah.
So take
It
good eye
happened.
folders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. It happened to me in Australia
good eye
also.
folders.
It was.
Australia is the same.
Yeah, in Canberra, it was it only night 9 o'clock. It gets dark,
Yeah,
so we're like not
dark.
used to it.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's very
yeah.
great thing. And
Thanks,
for
Kash.
other Indian
Yeah,
food, Indian thing, everything you will get it. So no
yeah,
problem.
yeah. So I need to get
Just,
prepared. Yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah, just first. And you're going in a group, right? Or are you going alone?
We are going in a group, so but
Yeah,
then
that's
yeah, the visas have to be dependent. We are dependent on the visa, so whoever comes
okay.
first, so we'll all go. We will go first. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah.
that's good. Most of the flight it will reach like UK time in the night time.
Oh,
Okay, most
okay.
of the flights are like that. So
Okay.
you may not get night time prepared. So
Yeah.
keep with you ready food something while traveling so that once you go to hotel, because after having 16 hours or
They
if you're
don't. Yeah.
in transit, it will be you will not get anything to. So